Good evening. It's soon just about 7 p.m. Dutch time, yeah, 19th of November 2019. Um, for those of you who have heard of human design and know or have entered into your experiment and have heard that you're a sleeping phoenix. Mm. I kind of address address the sleeping phoenixes out there. That's basically my design. Yeah, that's the whole of the design, and it might pull you in a way. Oops. Yeah, the sleeping phoenix. As I entered my experiment a couple of years ago, already know more than 4 years. I can say I didn't care about it. Something caught me. I can even say, oh, it was strategy in authority. I don't know what. This way to respond whenever I was aware of. And not initiating with all this, because there are 4 different constellations of this cross of sleeping phoenix. And I don't know, I'm a bit like, oh, when someone says, oh, I'm this, even when they just say, I'm a generator, or we're not really that. We're not really that. Just on the surface, it really helps. It helped me, this formula of respond to life. In my case, way to respond, although not to everybody I add this weight, since the weight of waiting. It's really as simple as it might sound. Now it is very challenging because we're in the inertia of life. Yeah. It seems some of your sleeping phoenixes are on my path. And I'm using this name as you are not really sleeping phoenix. It's just an interesting label that attempts to describe a phenomena of through the lens of human design. It's fantastic. I can clearly see that I'm asleep. But on the surface, it's really as dumb and profound as responding to life and discover all of that. Become aware of what it is. Not just, oh yeah, I'm a sleeping, oh you're too, oh you're a manifesting gen, oh me too, and I'm this, I'm a 1-3. What's you, none of that. We are hooked by labels because we are label consumers. Now, I won't go, not at this time, as I've been talking to not just sleeping phoenixes, but other, again, if we put this lens for a moment, the filter of human design, you have in this language that labelize you. Someone says that, and I've heard people, I don't want system to labelize, to categorize me. It's not about that. I don't want to be categorized with blood type B plus. Oh no, there it's relevant because if you get donation then of blood, you need that. So because yeah, we got lots of stories. So if you receive some information even here that seems to help you, may the forces be with you. Now, this thing, what does it really help you? What, to make decisions correctly? And then what? Become more aware? And then what? That's just the funny game. That once you surrender to what is, that's it. You're in the matrix, but out of the matrix. You continue to live life. Human design is not for human design's sake. And that's deeply misunderstood. Now, for those who would like to explore that knowledge, it doesn't matter if you're doing this or that. It's not about activities. Now, the sleeping phoenixes, like any other individual, it's not just too busy in the now to listen. It's an individual who is not ready to listen until he is ready to listen, or she. Until, if you're a sleeping phoenix and you've heard that, and it's like something's calling you. I bumped into it. Yeah, okay, explained in the design, and I see how it's, again, mechanically explains so many phenomena that I'm like, yeah, my mind is amazed by that. But none of that actually made a difference for my mind to be amazed. What actually happened, and again, if you're a sleeping phoenix, and I'm addressing in particularly you, because there is something deep in your power in the now, of not actually imitating anybody else. And I'm referring to these 4 gates in particular, because there are other constellations where the charisma is there, the 2034, the busy in the now, but this is very dominant. Now, it might be black or might be red, it might be different constellations. Now, 4 years ago, my mind actually believed that the activity I'm doing is the important one. It was caught in that illusion. Like, sitting in front of a computer and recording is better than giving a yoga class. Being with this friend is better than eating chocolate. The comparison game, rather than seeing or experiencing, being present to the power of the now. Every time there is this, often it seems to be a guy, but it can be a woman. It's out there. It's no sex thing. It's got nothing to do with men or women. And wakes up to the power of the now. Hooray, hooray. Eckhart Tolle style, Baba Ramdas, Muji Sadhguru, Rao Ruu. You've got that. It's not that I was not listening, like some part of me was, okay, there is individuality there. It's yearning for something different. And we are tremendously conditioned to be busy in the now, but not for the now that is correct for us. That's why on the surface, and again, this what I produce now, this music box, this language, it's just here to distract the mind like my mind was distracted. I'm kind of talking to the sleeping phoenix and I might send it to you. Yeah, you sleeping phoenix. Again, not for the sake that you'll say, oh, I'm a sleeping phoenix and I identify. So you get a chance to discover this power in the now, to live that. There's no discovery, there's just, I am now. Now, yes, constellations, and if you look at my chart, okay, there are other aspects, and it's not, but on a general level, it's really this force, especially for the sleeping phoenixes. And no matter how people will talk in human design about the coming mutation 2027 sleeping phoenixes, it's a mutative force potentially. Nobody really knows what it is. It's mutative. The collective can estimate, Ra could estimate, yeah. I've heard stories about this sleeping phoenix, that sleeping phoenix, that's it. And I didn't give a damn about it the first years. Yeah. I still don't. When you wake up to this I am of yours, you're none of that. Yeah, that's the funny thing. You're an individual. Who's going to tell you who you are? Nobody. You're too busy in the now to be something else than being busy in the now. You get it? If you're listening now to this lecture, that's what you do. And if you're not, and again, there on the basics there, you're here to respond to life. And yeah, I've been living, or I was living, or maybe I still do. I don't know. I don't care anymore. But living as chicken with no head, as the saying goes. Now, if you're a correct chicken with no head, no problem. It's not that your mind can discern what is good and not as a matter of what being busy in the now is. It's a state, it's not an activity. Yes, activity happens because there's a lot of energy there. Yeah. But it is as simple as that. As lucky as that if you surrender to that. And I've, again, out of hundreds of people I met, 3 that have seemed to bumping into me change their life relatively, what I hear and what I see, and they share with me back. And one was a sleeping phoenix. Yeah, you. Yes, challenges are, death is coming and more layers and it's never ending and so on and so forth. And I also share that if that will go through to other sleeping phoenixes, I'm not as I have my freak aspects with me, but I've got these arms reaching to each side, sharing stories. Yeah, my tribe of freaks, of individuals, of people. Are you ready to wake up in the now? Kind of game. Now you might be again emotional, and that's kind of a different second bodyguard. The sacral or the solar plexus. But on the surface, the first bodyguard is: are you responding to what is coming, or are you searching? It doesn't matter from which centers it comes. Yeah, you may have 7 centers open as a cross of sleeping phoenix. You might have none. You might have 2. Yeah. Again, then the story goes, and one can be helped with until he really surrenders to the now, or she. Yeah? But it is as simple as that. When I met this, I met you. I met this. Well, I say friend. I don't know what's the relation there. So, because I'm not busy with all of that, but well, my mind, I guess, still is. That another sleeping phoenix for that sake. And when she got the aha, I got it. I continue to believe that she got it. Doesn't matter where she'll walk now. Now she's, again, it will be challenging if she'll keep initiating, and we've been looking at that. As I myself was still in this game, and am I initiate, am I not, blah, 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 and questions and all of that. And this is a message to go forth, as I've influenced indirectly how she actually told me that I influenced her, mainly not with my talking, but with my energy, where the sacral meet. Yeah, the sacrals meet, this business, which again, why I see that once it took me 3 months to hear these sounds, and they're profound. Now, whether you go deeper and learn, then it helps for the liberation of the mind. But the first step is to get the mind to trust this responding to life, to see that your mind is scared of losing its control and it's doing its job. And since I see other sleeping phoenixes on my path, I see them, they're coming, so I might put this eventual video on YouTube because I'm still busy on my path. And even these YouTubes, I've been asked to put my energy out there. As it's clear that I don't know meditation along with human design can serve the sleeping phoenix as it came from my experience. Because you don't truly know what you're doing, only that you are doing it in the now. You might interpret it and your mind try to measure if it's better or it's worse, if it's more interesting or more boring, if it's enough exercise or less exercise, it's too many. Your mind will do its trick, defined or undefined. Mind is a mind. And it's not here to mind his own business until the mind is lucky. Then it loves all of this body game. It takes time. Luck and time. And basically in the different 4 configurations of this cross of sleeping phoenix, that if you wake up, it's a tremendous force. And the odds are, as it said, stacked against you. Because people want you busy in the now, but in their social constraints, tribal support, whatever it is. But there's a life force energy inside of you that prevents that keeps you always, whether it's black or red, whether it's in your body that is a social being, because your body is just here to be fully occupied mutatively in its own nowness. People will thank you after that. You wouldn't know why, but they will thank you for having this power in the now. And bringing that uniquely. Not I say it's not if you are following this or that. It's just that this force is not really here to follow anybody. That's how individuality operates. No, it has its different challenges. Being a very asocial definition, design. Doesn't matter how my mind wants to be social. It's something is like I'm so fully absorbed. But if it's correct, this power in the now serves others indirectly, and I see it happening. But not, my mind perhaps would like to put the energy somewhere else, or maybe your mind as well. It's not about saying I'm a manifesting generator and I'm sacral. Just really whether you're really aware of this in the now. Are you present? This is the mindfulness. Whether it's you are walking that, or sitting that, or dancing that, or reading that, whatever you do. Once you'll be surrendered, accepting what the now is. Like I'm now sitting on a physio ball recording to this goddamn machine. And that's the most fantastic thing there is. And whenever I see someone that, especially the sleeping phoenixes that you are out there, you're representatives of the correct selfish energy. Now, I could not see it a couple of years ago. It just becomes now more and more clear, and more and more cobwebs are being removed from my eyes. My mind could not have imagined that I would be where I am now, but seeing life, where a moment can pass, people can come by in the I don't know meditation shop in Arnhem, and they come with agendas and energies and and what are you doing here? I don't know. The charisma does not really know. Even if it has some noise, it's individual. You give what you give. And I don't know, meditation just does not allow the mind to engage its mental control. And there is a lot of knowing, there is a lot of things to say. Yeah. The main dominant life force is just expressing this life force. You wash the dishes, you wash the dishes. You are ready to rest, you are resting. Again, often I experience myself, oh, I wake up in the morning, that's it, energy until the end of the day. And I'm doing much less than many other people. Like my body is really discerning in its use of energy. And each sleeping phoenix that awakens, not all are here to awaken, some are just have to, are here to be present to their nowness, not really knowing themselves, truly behaving or having an intuitive knowing and all of that thing. Yeah. But you're a tremendous force. And because there is a deep, incorrect representation of selfishness, it's been highly abused, this energy. We are in an era where people are tremendously selfish. They're not aware, actually, that it is coming, and they're highly pretentious. It's often a sign when they tell you, you are so selfish. It starts because they're selfish. You don't have to give a damn about it. Once you leave your business in the now, you will see who is part of your business. Doesn't matter who. I don't choose who. As much as my mind sometimes will want this person or that person, no matter their relation to me in life. Hard to say it because we've got other constraints, other social conditionings. Now, I might put that out there, this energy, and whether it will be on YouTube and there would be comments or my email, and you share something, some chat, it's really not just so much about, oh yeah, I'm really like this and that, just go out and live that. Discover, be present to what is it to respond to life. And if you're emotional, unlike me, so you're not responding in the now. But you're not losing anything. You're responding, yes. You may have find your are you ready? Is it time? You may have and you'll wait. Time is on your side. We are inventing time. Time is running through us, not our minds, which can fly off at any time and space. Then the mind really enjoys, because it's like imagination all day long. All day long. This is the illusion. So again, whether you're emotional or unemotional, it starts from what the hell is this frequency? Not by questioning, by seeing. What are you responding in the moment? When you wake up, you get up, open the eyes. Again, if you're not sleeping your own aura, is it time for that? Sorry, is it time to establish that? Otherwise, you'll take in energies of others and you wake up. You won't understand why your frequency is messed up. There's no cleaning, just live your life. All of this, cleansing that. The spinning wheel is doing it for us. But we're not really ready to live within the correct time that we are. We are the time. You are the time. So it's really about the simplicity and the challenge. Yes, it is a challenge in the beginning. The mind is here as an organ to veil us in order for us to later see, oh, this is how it was veiling us. Oh, now mind, it says about itself, oh, now it's more aware, awakened, whatever. Present, seeing, interpreting life, ready to talk when invited to, upon response. Yeah. So time is always in your side. If you're a sacral manifesting generator across, and again, if you're not a cross sleeping phoenix, I'm just talking about that because it's clear there is something with this energy that's out there, whether you even have just 2034 and you're not a sleeping phoenix. But I put this message out here to those sleeping phoenixes, and they, if this will is shared or forwarded to other sleeping phoenixes, not for the sake of us. It's not about now having a family and this group and that group, because yeah, design knows it's not really the thing of 2034s. They're too busy in themselves to have families and all of that. Even if you have family, you're still within the family, busy with yourself. That's how it goes. You put your energy in the now. Oh, the now is over. Changed the frame. That's it. Acoustically, you're somewhere else. Yeah. Now, the thing is, again, it might be, well, it is a different aspect if the 2034 is black, and then you are here to talk about the changing times in the now. Yeah, you're here to empower later on in your life, if you haven't reached 50 yet, where you will be a force that talks about the power in the now. Yeah. And then your body will represent the 55, 59, which is here, that also the changing sexual spirit, or the spirit of sexuality, which is really also critically misunderstood, because we have been impacted and influenced by a community, a bonding where sexuality is this physical, man, woman, or woman, woman, man, man, doesn't matter, but the sex and the sexual organs and the whole variety of sexuality, which is actually through sterility, through where it's not really about this, what we associate sex with the sexual organs. There's a whole rainbow of sexuality out there that's not even related to a man woman or man man, or am I attracted in the sex level that I'll go into bed with you. Something completely different than Cross of Sleeping Phoenixes are here to represent. I see it through me. Yeah. Now, if you're emotional, that's even very more dominant, since your 55 is in a defined solar plexus. It means there is um, like you're here to really feel the mutation happening. I feel it, like, but inconsistently. I'm kind of aware through my words about our changing world. In the now, there's no future. It's not that no future dramatic movie it's gonna end, because if you're living in the now and busy in the now, that's it. You will not be able anymore to be busy with something else. You will see that survival in the now, that's the most efficient thing there is. That brings energy, money, relationships, love, whatever. All of that. And people get hooked up on this energy. Yes, you will say eventually, yeah, get the hell out of here. What am I doing? Just live your life. 2034s. Really? I am empowered, okay, great. No, get along, get along. And again, I do keep bringing my energy to others, not because I care or I don't care, not because I'm tribal towards them and I've got my tribal energy. Yeah. For those who read a bit the design aspect, I've got limbs going to sharing that and things that takes me out of my so selfish aspect. Yeah. Won't stay with that, so colors will not confuse too much now. So again, whether black or red or all of that doesn't matter eventually, because this energy is moving on the surface. Yeah. And life requests you to respond, not to go and initiate. I don't fall for this crap of another type, and then yeah, you can initiate and you go. No, I see all of that. I see actually how life just whoop, drop everything that my mind wishes to initiate. And I don't need to push anymore. The precise thing comes. Yeah. And pushing was part of my ego. Wow. single definition, all of this connected together. Again, some of the language for those who are interested, doesn't really matter. Like, I see all of this surface, I see the tremendous power because the body has taken over. And when the mind tries to, it just falls apart in a moment, and my mind doesn't push anymore. Yeah, that's the thing. And the journey continues, and 4 years, and I'm not counting if it's now one more year, 2, 3 more years. That's it. Oh yeah, I made a video of 3.5 years in the experiment. And I bring this message to you. If you're a sleeping phoenix and you're on my path, you've got your chance. Not because of me. I'm not doing anything. My energy is doing something through me, and I'm sensing when you're let's say aligned, and I start to hear your mind. I'm like, okay, interesting. Mind is not really pushing through life, and it can also be sensed through the body. Not so much through me. I can sense what what I can sense. Yeah, but even the people around you, because your life force energy will be juicy. And you'll see that many people just fall away. People you considered as friends, perhaps even as family or as colleagues. But if you're busy in the now, who cares anymore? Your mind might care. But you'll see the service you actually bring, and you'll be satisfied. Not because your agenda is to help others, not because your agenda is to make money off of others, because you experience what it is to be in the now. And yes, it's a funny trip with this sexuality and having this, I'm talking about a new kind of sexuality. That's what's emerging out of me. By being so, my experience, I happen to do, I had, funny thing. It's clear to me you're as much important as I am, as anybody else in my life. Doesn't matter if you're a complete stranger, if you're my own daughter. Yes, in this life, we have a role. So within this role, we play part of the 34 and its roles, and we play different roles. And we respond to these different roles. So it seems on the surface there is a difference, but underneath, there's nothing. I'm not in charge of myself, neither on my daughter, neither on you. I can only watch it, bring myself in the now to whatever the now, the illusion determines from me. Yeah, are you ready to find that? And is it your time to discover this power in the now? Busy for your own sake. That's your business. Not any other thing you might be occupied that brings you frustration and anger because you try to push through it with more power and more life force energy. And if you don't go to sleep going like, another day over, and you open the eyes, a new day begins. As simple as that, and you got your plans and all of that. You might not really living your true life. It is the life you are living it and now. There's nothing to do. You will later compare and see the difference. And yes, until the sacral will surrender again, the mind will surrender to the sacral, is waiting there, doing its life force energy trick, until you will not surrender to that. Yeah, the mind will do its tricks. And this is just the art of distraction, whether in a 10 minutes recording, whether in a half an hour, or people know me, 1 hour I can go on talking, 1.5 hours. It's just kind of ongoing distractions. Maybe this kind of, I don't know if it's really a helpline. Maybe this, even after I finish recording, will not go online like many other recordings. I was requested to put things on YouTube, but comment of this helped me and that. I'm really intrigued when I see people and I can sense it through their aura, their energy, through what they talk about. How they're not pushing the river, but they're describing the river. And then life becomes interesting. And then you transcend mundane. And yes, money comes and love comes and housing comes and relationship come. And they go and they go and they go. And some stay and they change. And yeah, you don't have to wait till you die for it, because you die every moment. You go to sleep, you close your eyes, you die, you dream of something, you wake up. Oh, memory says, yeah, stores what has happened in the previous lives, the day before and the day before and the day before. And if you're able to see it every second, you'll see even how you die, like every breath and every word and every sentence. It's not easy to see that because we're really trapped in this life, in the way we perceive things. And it's, again, life, mind, body, they're all doing their trick. This is the trip. We're here, we're incarnated in flesh, and someone told us we're incarnated in flesh. I don't remember my birth. Maybe you remember. Yeah. I remember the birth of now, and the death of now. Oh, and now, and now. Yeah. And it takes a deep surrender to not knowing. That's the busy in the now business, along with the 55 of, fickleness of whether it's emotional. You really don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Yes. Oh, now I know it, but I don't know, and I don't know it. And takes the I don't know if to call it the courage, because I don't want to get you pushing all the open egos out there. But it's a simple tool. I had to go through all of this, yeah, martyrdom, blah blah blah, Via Dolorosa, all of this third line as a sleeping phoenix to bring that. I had to go through this bullshit of, yeah, what is it? What's happening in 2 weeks, in 2 years? As I was told, you're in the now. What? Which I just told you, said the guy who introduced me into human design, or at least initiated me into it after I met it two months before. And I just told you, you're in the now. You're talking what's going to be in 2 years. Just respond in the now. So also I say same to you. Just respond in the now. Whatever thought comes, as much as you can restrain it. Yeah. Talk it to the willow. Talk it to a friend. Not to do something. Maybe take it out. Maybe write emails. Some people, they write to me and I don't even necessarily read them, but you take them out and whatever initiation, whatever great ideas, whatever, ever, and you just continue to respond. While your mind wants to initiate that and disappointed that this doesn't happen and this falls and this crumbles and this death arrived and then new life. Yeah. So, yeah, well, I don't know if to say hopefully it's your time, because it's clear that if it will be your time, it will be your time. And that there are more death coming, always, and more life. Yeah? Incarnation is no such a big deal. It's not this just when the story of we enter the body in this time and date, and we're going to leave it in that unknown date. Yeah, death awaits there in the graveyard. Yeah, this so-called big death. It awaits there. You don't have to chase it. You'll see how, hey, I've been now reincarnated. And now reincarnated. The mind's too slow to grasp really that. The frames that it sees. But what are you talking about? I still see my palms here, I still see my I stand in the mirror, in front of the mirror, and I look and I'm still here. What are you talking about? Your mind has not really seen reality as it is. It sees the illusion and identifies with it. But I won't go into too much philosophy here. Your mind's not really ready, even if it's philosophizing about it, until it will not respond, until your vehicle will not take charge again. Your mind will be veiled, and you will not be really satisfied. You will feel something is missing. Nothing's really missing, but you will feel. It's part of our game of awakening. Yeah, our mind's been waiting for that. The body's also been waiting. They're making kind of a fight, mind body. Who wins first? Will body dies while mind didn't awaken, hasn't awakened, or will mind die and body will awaken? And it's really as simple as that. There's no more plans, no nothing. You might discover that you got this thing, and can we talk about this opportunity, and your mind, wow, I'm so excited, and you talk to that person and no energy. But if you're fully absorbed in the now, in the moment, that's it. I'm having intimate relationship now with all of you, with this computer, the most intimate relationship you can imagine. But not again how all this sexuality, pornography, all of that bullshit is being perceived out there. And again, influencing me, influencing you. We cannot avoid that. But the satisfaction comes from a very self-absorbed energy. For the sleeping phoenixes, so I'll repeat that, like, are you ready to respond? To keep your mouth shut? You will talk, yes, you will talk. In the beginning, just close your mouth. Just see if these simple yes no questions come along. What? What are you saying? I don't know. Why aren't you talking? I don't know. Why aren't you doing something with me? I don't know. Why don't you call me? I don't know. How was yesterday? I don't know. Okay. Are you ready now? Mm-hmm. Or maybe it will be silent and you keep that like that. You wanna go see a movie? Really? But we haven't seen it. Why? I don't know. It's very simple. It's very dumb, stupid, and simple, and boring and exciting. And the power of the now is as mundane as it gets. But it will help you transcend every mundane aspect in your life. I'm like, really? This is the best the world could have given me? This is the most perfect moment the world could have, I'm looking kind of now at this room that I'm recording this, and just a bit of box of chocolate and this alcohol-free Left Blonde that was drank, and what kind of job do I have? I don't know, but I'm the richest person alive. There's no competition. You can go on your wagon and join that, be the richest person you are, where you actually set a standard and measures, not the homogenized crap of that. Or the race, the rat race. Few will join here, not with me on their own wagon. Few. Even if you might be hearing that and you might forward it to someone else, other sleeping phoenix, maybe someone you think it's relevant for him or her to hear. There's no choice in that. Someone might, go and, I beat this, mind's dominant. If you've been, out-dominated by your mind, you've surrendered to, well, you've lost, let's call it, to a persistent, it's not an enemy, but an organ. And if your mind is awakened, great. Again, it's not always in this tone. It has a variety of that. You might get excited, this is just, I don't know, maybe my evening tone. Now, I like, you have any comments, any feedback, anything, I might put my email there. So if you respond, you can contact me, okay? And well, something that I've discovered through the I don't know meditation, open questions control our mental realm. So often and I used to, okay, do you have any questions? But I'm warning you. The questions bring more answers, bring more questions, bring more answers. And it will get us locked in this mental realm, which is beautiful. It is fantastic. I'm enjoying this organ that thinks, where when it's aligned, the mind, this organ mind is thinking and bring its thinking to, for some of us, to speaking. But for most of us, it's talking about what do we do, where do we do, when will we go with this job, with that, and then it's not really in the now. So beware of all these questions. But I didn't understand exactly what you said there. What did you mean? Doesn't matter. No understanding, no knowing, but I don't know what exactly. Yeah. Yes, it's a process if you're ready to tackle the mind, yeah, and you don't really grasp what to respond means, what to keep your mouth shut and waiting for people to come to you, and are you ready to do this? And until you don't have your you don't go and do it. Not because I say so, because you connect to your energy and you see how it works. And the challenge is when you will hear yourself silent. Someone asks you, coming with me, and you're silent. And it's asocial to be silent. You might say, like I do, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know. What are you, a monkey? Sometimes my sacral was laughing with the person. I just let it do its thing. And through my process, all these open questions, why, where, what, I realized so much about how the mind keeps us in control through, how are you? So what is it, this human design? Now, it's not that you might not find yourself answering. It's just that it's here to put the mind for a moment aside, a diet for the mind. Yeah? Now I'm being asked more and more and to talk and to share and to bring this energy all in due time, maybe next week for the Sleeping Phoenix week of the year. Yeah, there are 4 times of this. I'll bring another recording. Maybe there'll be feedback. Maybe there'll be subject you would like to explore. Maybe I really don't know. I have no idea. Maybe this recording, as I finish recording it, it will be deleted like many others as part of my online journey for me to hear myself until I'm also waiting to respond or for the right moment to bring this energy out. Not to just get us caught in this, again, mental, all these trips. All these trips. Is it really your time? Is it really your time to surrender to the body? Are you ready for a mind's diet? Are you ready to align your mind as an organ for its right action? Yeah. As an observer, as a perceiver, as an interpretation of life, of your life, inside and outside. Not as a doer, not as a commentator on how good is your life, what you're going to do with your life, where they will go. I'm just describing that, and then it will be serving others. Are you ready for this? Yeah. Anyway, it's not really up to your choice, but I see people are interested in some of the things I say, so okay, I put it out there. Yes, for you and for you. And if what I'm saying is not for you, great, great. You go out there and have fun. Happy, frustrated, loving, sadly, supporting, disliking selfishness, whatever, doesn't matter. Live your life and be aware of them, this way or the other. So, we might meet again. Yes, you. You know I'm talking to you. You might still be identified with name, but I'm talking to you, the sleeping phoenix out there. You, and yes, you, and you. So, bye-bye.